Hi, Angel. How you
Hey,
going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Apologies for the delay. I had some laptop issues.
Oh, you're okay. Well, I know Dan, like mentioned, I had this whole conversation with Dan on his TikTok live last night, and that's when he
Uh-huh.
was like, "You should do an interview with Linden." And I was like,
Oh, that's great. I was
"Okay."
actually just talking to Dan this morning.
um, but I'm a vertical reviewer. I've seen over 2,500 verticals.
Wow.
I've been watching since 2023. Um, I'm a single parent, an Army veteran, and I kind of just do this for fun right now.
So my name is Linden Trescott. I'm an actor and stuntman based in Sydney, Australia. I'm currently in Melbourne doing Hair the Musical, which is very exciting. We're opening in a couple of weeks' time, so rehearsals are ramping up. And yeah, I've just finished Spring Break Bucket List on Vigloo. I'm sure we'll dive into that. Had a really great experience, and I'm kind of dipping my toes into the vertical world for the first time and really keen to do more.
How did how did you know that like acting was something you wanted to do?
I've kind of been preparing for this my whole life, it feels like. I was a very imaginative kid, and so was my sister. And so my parents put us both into speech and drama when we were in kindergarten. And then we joined a theatre group and started doing youth theatre through that as well. And through performing in those shows, I linked up with an acting agent who came to watch a performance, and she approached me and asked if I wanted to be part of her agency. And then I kind of dove more into screen acting, and that kind of took over. And then I worked behind the camera for a bit as well, in the traditional film industry on some big Disney productions and things like that. And I went to film school at Afters. And then have kind of missed performing and have come back around, and now performing is the main thing I'm pursuing. But I think it was just as a kid very imaginative, really liked storytelling, and was always capturing things with a camera. So it was just always something that I kind of wanted to do.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
support that. I wanted to be in the industry as a kid, and then of course I was like, big Hollywood is too hard to get into because it's big Hollywood. So I gave up that dream, went into the Army, and I lost my mom last December, and that kind of kickstarted my passion. And watching verticals, I find someone new every time I watch a vertical. So I'm also trying that route, but
Yeah. I'm so sorry to hear about that news, and um, I guess glad that it's kind of resulted in you finding your passion again, as well.
so how did you like find yourself into the vertical space?
So I only recently found out about verticals kind of within the last year, and through acting vertical and Dan, our mutual friend, that's kind of how I ended up on Spring Break Bucket List. And I'm feeling so grateful that that was my first major showcase in the vertical world, because Mauricio, who directed that production, and Viglu, the quality of content they're releasing, I think, is really top tier. And I had such a good positive experience, and they took such good care of us. And I think the character I was playing, Ryder Marshall, really showed a good range for me as well. He kind of starts out as this egotistical F boy, and then kind of has this character arc where he turns into Prince Charming towards the end. I got to do some singing, which showcases a bit of my musical theater abilities. Got to do some parkour, which is showcasing some of my stunts and some fight choreography and things like that. So it was just a great, like when I read the script, I was like, this is a great project to kind of show a bit of range.
Okay. Now that you've been in like one major one and you've seen how it goes, what has been the biggest difference between, I guess, horizontals and theater and verticals?
Yeah, I think the pace is the main thing. Like we shot Spring Break Bucket List in 5 days, and it was a 90-page script. And the pace is like nothing else. Like usually you're doing 1 to 3 takes max of a scene. And so that was a really good learning curve for me of being like, okay, even if they just shoot the rehearsal, they might be happy with that take and use that take. So every single time I do a scene, I need to come in prepared, hit the marks, do the best performance I can, know my lines, because there's a good chance they're just going to do one take. So it's just being very on the balls of your feet, very ready to respond, and prepared, I think. Theatre is a beautiful medium where it's slightly different every time. It's this ephemeral moment happening live on stage. And I think there's similarities with theatre and verticals, because the fast-paced nature of verticals, and also the elements of some improvisation sometimes if things go wrong, and if they're not calling cut, it's like you just roll with the take. And sometimes the acting style is more dramatic, let's say, than other screen work. So I think the pace is the main difference.
Okay. What was your like hardest scene to have to film or shoot in Spring Break Bucket List?
Oh, that's a great question. I think the singing scene, the day before I shot the fight scene, and there was a lot of shouting involved with that scene. And then the day we shot the singing scene, there was a lot of hold up with traffic because we were shooting at this beach location. Then we had to travel back, and the traffic was horrendous. So it took us a couple hours to get there. So we were running a bit behind schedule. So things like the pace needed to pick up that evening, and my voice was really hoarse from all the shouting I'd been doing the day before. So that was a challenge of, it was like very fast paced, and I didn't get much of a chance to really like make sure my voice was in tip top condition, and I just had to go into it and do the best I could. So I think that was a challenging moment for sure. Yeah.
Okay. I rewatched it today, just because I was like, I need to refresh on it, because I try and keep up with the ones that come out either as they like the day they come out or shortly afterwards. It gets really difficult sometimes, and I'm a little behind because I just went to LA for Verticon,
Oh,
which
great.
is a bunch of vertical actors. Kind of, it's like Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for verticals.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of Comic-Con. Yeah.
So like some of the really big names were there. Like Eric Omet was there, Casey Esser, and it was a lot of fun. But I didn't do a whole lot of vertical watching because I was interacting.
There's so many releases as well. It's so hard to stay on top of it, right?
I think I just cut down. I used to have 84 apps on my phone.
Wow.
I just cut down to 24. So I cut out 60, and they were just mainly ones that like didn't really have exclusives, or if they did have an exclusive, or if it does like get an exclusive, I'll just re-download it to get that one. But a lot of the ones that I've kept are the ones that are constantly producing new ones and putting out new ones. But yeah, 24 is still hard to keep up with. I'm
very impressed.
I have a really big list on. I don't want to say my Viglu list is pretty big. I only have a couple on there that I haven't seen. I just finished my good short list. I have a ton on Real Short that I need to rewatch. Drama Box has put out some good ones. Drama Wave is coming out of nowhere. Flare Flow is coming out. Like, they're huge. I have ADHD, by the way, so if I just start on a tangent, I'm sorry.
No, I'm a bit similar. I jump around as well. I'm all here for it.
But you worked with Kayla Brady on that.
Yes.
So did she come to Australia for that?
No, so we shot in Vietnam. So we both went to Vietnam for that one. And it was really fun because obviously I'm doing an American accent, and she just wanted to try doing her best Aussie accent the whole time. So before a lot of the scenes, she was just giving me her most ochre Aussie accent, and then they'd be like, all right, and action, and then we'd roll into the scene, and then I'd have to be like trying to get all the Australianness out of my own voice. So it was that was very funny as well. But to her credit, It was one of the better Australian accents that I've heard. So she was doing all right.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I think yours came out a couple times. And I was like, yep, I can tell that he's
Yeah,
Australian, but that's okay. We'll go on to some of the more normal questions.
Sure.
Who is an actor and an actress in the industry that you would like to work with that you haven't worked with? They can be mainly Australian if you don't know a lot of the American ones.
Yeah, well, that's something for me as well. Like you were saying, all this content to watch. There's content for me to watch as well, and kind of catch up on what's out there and what's coming out. And I've watched a few. I mean, Cayman is someone who I'd love to work with. He was there in Vietnam a week before me, shooting Good Girl Gone Bad on Vigloo. And I'd also love to work with Dan as well. That'd be really, really fun. And I'm still discovering so many American talent as well. So I'd have to watch some more, but I'm sure there's so many people I'd love to meet and work with.
I do a segment on my page called Weekend Watch List. And basically I'll take the actor and I'll announce who they are. So like currently I'm doing Sophia DeLucchi. So like I announced her on Thursday, and then either Thursday or Friday I'll put out like a filmography of all their verticals and like where you can find them. Fridays I do Friday favorites. You kind of just learn some of their favorite things. Saturdays and Sundays I'll post a review, and usually my reviews are on a couple of my favorite films that they've done. And then I have my Angel's Angle, tongue twister, that are like my quick reviews. And I don't think I've had a whole lot of really negative ones put out yet. I have some negative ones. I just haven't posted them yet.
Yeah.
And then another good resource, I'm part of a group. We're called the Vertical View Crew. There's like 9 of us. And we all post reviews, but we all do, something different with our reviews. And then some of us do something different with our pages. So like I have my weekend watch list and my interviews. There's Aline, who is I Love Verticals. She does a get to know you section where it's kind of the same thing as my Friday favorites, but also different.
Yeah.
She also has Vertalis, which is this whole like vertical world she created. And then
I think it's really important having the reviews as well, because it's like the vertical space is in its infancy and it's kind of the Wild West right now, and having that feedback can help shape it in a really positive direction, I think. Yeah.
Then we have Dahlia, who is Vertical Films Lover.
Yep.
I think she's posted her review.
Yes, I saw that one. Yep.
We also have Megan, who is Real Drama. She does something called, I don't really know that it's a segment, but she'll like do like guides on how to talk to actors, because we had VertFest happen. So she does that. She'll do like funny little stories. Megan's a hoot. We have Sarah, who is Escapism via Verticals.
Great. I'm going to need to get this list off you of all the people to talk to. Yeah.
And it's more of just like, you can reach out to them, talk to them, because they love to chat, all of them.
Yeah.
They also do different reviews than I do. So if you want to get like an opinion on a vertical before you go watch it, they're a good resource. Aline is a good resource for also getting to know people besides my weekend watch list. We have This Vertical Slaps, who is Jen and Karen. They rate everything on a slapping scale from 1 slap to 5 slaps.
That's great. Nice.
We have Hero, who is our only male of the group, and he is phenomenal. He's vertical. I will send this list to you if you want me to.
I would love that, genuinely. That's amazing.
He'll post on his story like the top vertical of the week on each app, or the top vertical of the month on each app, or what's coming out soon and what app it's coming out on. And then he'll do like top ranked app in, this country, like based on countries. Here's amazing. We have Portrait Story Diaries, who all of her reviews are collages. Gotcha is Short Reel Critic. We all do different reviews. We all have a different style of reviewing. Like Aline has a scorecard that she does that she'll give you an A. I think it's an A through a D. I just do stars. Well, mine are hearts with halos because I'm an angel.
Yeah, on brand, very on brand.
Very on brand. But I can send that list to you.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Very lovely to talk to.
Felt so welcome. Like this whole experience has been so positive, and everyone I've met so far has been so lovely and supportive. It's been great.
The vertical community is one of the most supportive communities I have found. And they've really helped me through a lot. Lisa, I know you just spoke to Lisa not too long ago.
Hello, Lisa. Yeah, she's lovely.
Back to questions. Now that you are in the vertical space, what is a genre that you would like to do?
I would love to do something medieval. Something like a Game of Thrones style, Vikings, even anything kind of period piece would be unreal. I know that's hard with like budget constraints and things like that, but it would be a dream to do a project like that for me.
It's definitely not an answer I've heard before, so I love it.
Yeah. And I think there's a big market for it as well. Like, such a popular genre, but it's just like how to do it with certain constraints of time and budget and everything like that. Yeah.
I've heard. Oh, what have I heard? I've heard someone say comedy because they haven't really done comedy. I've heard a lot of horror and thriller, which I'm so down for because I'm a horror fanatic.
Yeah.
Some have said military. Some have said, timepieces. I'm like, okay. Never have gotten medieval yet, so.
There we go. I think long hair, it just lends itself to it. I'd love to like have the armor on, get the braids going, do some sword fighting and ride a horse. And yeah, it'd be a dream.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let's talk spring break bucket list. Right? What was like your most memorable scene? Like, what were you like? Oh my god, I love this scene.
I loved the singing scene, and I think watching it back, I think that's one of the highlight scenes for me as well. It's very 10 Things I Hate About You. It was really fun, kind of just leaning into that. All the stunt stuff was really cool. They had a great stunt coordinator on set, and choreographing the fights was very fun. And all the little parkour elements, because I have that background. I was always suggesting to Mao when there was an opportunity that kind of serviced the story. I was like, oh, this could be a good moment for, he's in such a hurry to kind of go in and save the day that he wants to kind of, leap over the barricade and climb over the thing rather than taking the stairs and things like that. So they were fun little moments to add in for sure.
Okay. So you got to kind of improv some things.
Yeah, which I think a lot of the time it is up to the actor to make suggestions based on their own physical skill set. And that is a collaborative process that, with that good relationship with an actor and director where you can bring the best out of everyone. And so I always make suggestions of like, oh, what about this? What about that? And it's really fun to get creative in those moments.
Okay. What's the favorite part about playing your character?
I think the character arc, just the fact that it is such a difference. Like, the character has such a transformation, and I think that was just such a perfect way to show some range, and a great, like I was saying before, like a great first showing of my abilities. Yeah.
Because you have a very wide range of abilities that you really showcased in this first one, and not a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I've seen obviously so many that it's like every new one somebody shows me something different that they can do, and I'm like, okay, like cool. I can add that to the list of things that you're able to showcase, but to be able to see so many things at once, it's
Yeah, and I want to bring something different to the vertical space as well and have my unique flavor there, like with the parkour and with the acrobatics or with the singing and dancing or with, yeah, the stunt stuff and anything I can bring to it. You know, I want to bring a certain physicality and level of conditioning to it as well. So just putting my best foot forward in everything I do.
so
But
you're
yeah, you go.
I'm going on a whole different path. You can
No, please, no, take that.
your I think your IMDb lists that you were in Hampton's Affair.
Yes. So that was
Okay.
my very first vertical drama before going to Vietnam, and that's on Real Short. It was a smaller cameo role, but it was a great first introduction to verticals and how fast-paced they are, and also it was a great opportunity to meet other vertical actors
Mhm.
and kind of dip my toe into that world. So I kind of knew a bit what I was gonna expect, like coming onto Spring Break Bucket List, and especially good to have that experience like at home before then traveling internationally
Mhm.
for that as well. But yeah, it was just a great opportunity. Like I made a lot of friends on that set, and I think a lot of the vertical actors are really close because a lot of them are very like-minded. Like we all enjoy the gym and active lifestyles and enjoy the similar line of work. So similar to how you've got that close relationship with all the other vertical reviewers and channels, it's similar from an acting perspective where all the performers seem to really get along and have each other's backs.
So far, that's what I've seen.
Yeah.
Which I think is great because, like, I don't think you really get that in big Hollywood. Which
No,
sucks,
yeah.
but at the same time, it makes sense.
Yeah. I think that's one of the best things about projects like that and doing that for work is that you get these amazing experiences and close friendships because you're going through quite a journey together, you know, like I traveled out to Vietnam with Nat. We both come from a very similar area in Sydney. So, you know, we became very close very quickly because it's like we're traveling internationally together. We're working long hours. So it's a great, yeah, chance to like make close, strong friendships.
What is one piece of advice that you would give somebody who is trying to get into the acting world or the vertical world?
Yeah, I would say do as much homework as you can. Come in prepared with your lines. Just know, especially for the vertical space, it's like you'll get 2 takes if you're lucky. They move at such a fast pace that you want to come in on the first take, representing yourself in the best way possible, hitting the marks, hitting the lines. So that's the main piece of advice I would give. And I think as well, you know, come in with enthusiasm and choose projects you're passionate about and bring something to it as well. And make certain lines land. Like with Ryder, for example, you know, all his F-boy lines. That was something that I wanted to come across and deliver the lines in not a cringe way and make them land and really make it seem like a believable character. So I think the projects can be as good as you make them as well.
If there was one thing that you could go back and change or like fix or do better about your performance in Spring Break Bucket List, what would it be?
Oh, that's such a hard question. I'm so a person that doesn't like to go and change things because the butterfly effect of how that carries forward. But what would I change?
Just like the way you delivered a line or the way you did a scene.
I think maybe for his first F-boy character arc, I would have had more moments of stillness, maybe. And maybe I would have lent into a deeper, kind of more stoic performance in some of those moments. But overall, I'm very happy with how it turned out. So I wouldn't want to change anything. But yeah, moving forward, I think there's definitely room for me to grow. And I think as performers as well, you're your own most harshest critic, you know. So when you're watching your own work, there's always things you could do better and improve, especially when it's like, you know, you have between 1 and 3 takes of each scene. It's like, oh, I would have wanted to do that better. But overall, I'm really proud of my performance, and I think it brings a level of realism and entertainment. And I was happy with how I was able to hit the marks first time with all those takes, particularly with the volume of scenes we filmed over a 5-day period.
That's insane.
Yeah, I feel like it's usually like a 7 to 10 day shoot block. We had 5 days. And in the final edit as well, there's quite a bit of lines that were cut because obviously they were going for a bit of a faster pace. And it ended up being like 50 episodes or so. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, which was really fun. And I think I thrive in the chaos in that on-set environment, and I think it brings out the best in me. So I love that challenge, and I'm just really keen to jump into more and push myself. Yeah.
I think you have a lot to bring the industry because of how different you do things and how much that you showed us you are able to do, that directors and casting directors and everybody can look at those different pieces and be like, oh, he can do this really well.
Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah. No, I really appreciate that.
So I know you are doing your musical right now.
Yes.
Do you have anything scheduled or planned for after that? Like,
I currently don't. So the musical's going till the end of November, and then I have a free schedule. So
wow.
we're 2 weeks away from starting the run, and then the run lasts for about a month, about 5 weeks, I think it is in total. And then I'm hoping to jump into some more verticals. So I've already had some people kind of reach out and things in the pipeline. So fingers crossed it kind of aligns schedule wise. But it's a really fun opportunity. You know, I started in theater and then I went more towards screen, and I think screen is ultimately where my career is leading me. But it's really fun to have that time to work on my singing and my dancing again, and to have that the onstage moment is really fun performing in front of a live audience. Yeah.
What is a quote or a saying that you like to live by?
Oh, a quote or a saying. I think for me, I really try and just live in the moment, as cliche as that sounds. But I think as a creative, and your mind has a tendency to overthink. And I think for me, I just really try and stay grounded and present and in what's happening, and not kind of look back and overanalyze things too much. And I think as well, the best moments I've had in my acting career are moments where you get into that flow state and you feel very present in the scene and connected with your scene partner and character that you're portraying. So I think I strive for those moments.
If you were a drink, if someone took you, it can be a pre-made drink or a drink that hasn't been made yet.
Yeah.
Someone's like, this is the Linden Trescott, and handed it to you. What would you be?
I think I'd be an espresso martini.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that I love espresso martinis, I think the caffeine giving it a kick is very me. I think everyone knows me as like an Energizer bunny and a golden retriever and someone who's very enthusiastic about everything. So I think that would sum me up. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've heard that one yet.
And who doesn't like an espresso martini? Come on. It's a classic for a reason.
I mean, I don't really drink that much anymore because I drink a
Me
lot
neither.
in the army, but
Yeah, I bet.
some quick, like, rapid fire. So that
I'll try and be quick with my answers, but I can't make any promises.
Okay. What is your favorite color?
Green.
What is your favorite song or a song that has been on repeat lately if you can't pick a favorite song?
I love One of These Nights by the Eagles.
Ooh, okay. What are some of your favorite snacks?
I love fruit, fresh fruit. I was smashing so much amazing fruit on set in Vietnam as well, as you can imagine. So tropical and great. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite drinks?
Favorite drinks? I love a long black, just like a good strong coffee in the morning.
Okay. What is your favorite free time activity?
Probably going to the gym, to be honest.
I've heard that answer so much lately, and I love it.
Not really. I think especially for the vertical space as well, because there's usually a physique associated with most leading roles. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, usually. And my past 3 interviews, they've all said the gym, and I'm like,
The gym? Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite way to relax after, a hard day on set?
Oh, I think just having some time to myself and partly gym for me is a way of relaxing. Like I'm a very enthusiastic, energetic person and I need that release of like releasing energy and pushing myself. And so it's always been quite like that for me. Yeah.
What is your favorite meal to make or eat?
Oh, I'm a very fuel for performance type of person, but I just love food in general. Usually if I'm like looking to go for a big feed, it'll be like some Chinese restaurant and have like a big banquet is usually my go-to. Yeah, it's hard to go past that.
What is your favorite place to visit or vacation?
Oh, in the summertime, it's the beach. And in the wintertime, it's the mountains. So it's usually like the Blue Mountains, which is very close to Sydney. And then I grew up in Newcastle in the Hunter Valley. So near there is a place called Nelson Bay. And it's a beautiful area, just the whole coastline with stunning beaches. So I've had a lot of amazing summer holidays there. So that's really relaxing.
Where has been, I know you said that you've only been to Vietnam for verticals,
Hmm.
but out of all of your work, where has been your favorite place to film? And where would you like to film?
Vietnam was my first international filming gig, which was really cool. I'd love to experience China. I've had a lot of friends who've had a great experience in China. I'd love to do LA. I know that's the thing with the visas and stuff that can be tricky, but I think that would be my number one pick. Anywhere in Europe as well would be unreal to travel to Europe for work would be a surreal experience. So yeah, I'd say LA is on my top of my list though. Just to make connections over there, such a big industry, you know.
Um, do you have any questions for me as somebody who is so well experienced in the vertical space?
Yeah, I mean, are there any roles that you can see me jumping into? I think it's rare you see male leads with long hair, and I think I bring a bit of a different look as well. Yeah, are there things that you think room where I can grow and roles you can see me portraying?
Ooh. Well, I mean, you mentioned the medieval one because after you mentioned it, I was like, okay, I can actually see that really well.
Yeah. I always get like people like you should dress up as Thor for Halloween or The Witcher and things like that. So it's like an ongoing. I think it's one of my typecasts that I could really play well. Yeah.
I think you could do. I think you could bring a different like viewpoint to an alpha,
Cool.
and then I don't think we've had a couple of them, but a rock star, like a
That would
musician.
be. I was actually just talking the other day with someone about David Lee Roth and how I have a similar energy in performance to him. And I was like, what an unreal, like imagine a biopic of that kind of thing and it take kind of jumping into that rock star role would be so cool. And I think through this as well, with some of the microphone setups on the with the show in Hair, there are some like mic on the stand moments, and I just can't help but like grab the stand and just really go for it. So I would love to do that. I'd love to do that, especially with like the singing background and things as well. And yeah, leaning to that rock star thing. That's a great shout. Actually, that's another role I'd love to do. Yeah,
I
that's
think
really
those would be like the three greatest, and then of course like you're with the talents that you've been able to portray, and a lot of the roles I think you do really good in. But like the three biggest ones are probably those three.
yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, there was I was actually cast in it was an alpha one on Real Short. It was Never Reject a Wolf Princess, which was filming in Australia, but I had a conflicting thing with the dates. I was confirmed for a film job prior, and originally it wasn't an issue with the dates, but then they had to change their shooting schedule and it clashed, so I couldn't end up doing it, which was a shame. But yeah, so I didn't get to have my alpha moment, so I'm keen to have that down the track.
You'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to ask?
No, I think I'm good. I think I mean, another tangent I could riff on is coming into the industry with both in front of the camera and behind the camera experience. I think really helps. And I think another piece of advice that I'd say to people looking at performing and acting on screen and things as well is like the more knowledgeable you can be about the on-set kind of environment and what focal length they're shooting on, so you know how tight the camera is and how to shape your performance to that is really helpful. And I'm really glad that I went the way of like going to film school and working on big Disney. Like I worked on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is an unreal experience. I worked on Play Dirty, which is just out now. It's a Mark Wahlberg film directed by Shane Black. So some of those opportunities have really made me comfortable in big on-set environments with, you know, people you look up to career-wise, working with them. And I think that really helps bring your best performance in those environments and hit the marks and do your best job and not be intimidated. So I think as well as that, it also makes you more employable because, you know, I can work as a stuntman, I can work in musical theater, I can work just as an actor in verticals and traditional film. I can, you know, I do videography work and cinematography behind the camera work. So I think it's really good. The more skill sets you can add to your repertoire, the more hireable you are and the more you can work. And they're all things that feed into each other, you know, like when I'm working behind the camera, I'm pitching myself as a performer and vice versa. And same when I'm doing stunts. And I think like Spring Break Bucket List, to bring it all back, is like, that was a great opportunity where I had other things that I was working on and I was able to showcase them and bring them to that project. So, the more things as an actor that you can kind of bring to the table, the more hireable and the more opportunities, I think, more doors open for you. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have a lot. Like, I know there's a lot of people can like act and can sing. And then like Steven Morana did all of his own stunts in his Red Talons, which is a werewolf one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think it's super cool that people can do multiple things.
I agree. And I think it makes you unique. I think it's that thing of, you know, to be successful, it's either you're the top 1% at one thing, or you make such a unique combination of skills that you set yourself apart from the rest. And I feel like that's what I've done really well. And I've always been an all-rounder growing up. Like sport-wise, I've always played a million different sports. I could never just pick one. And I always had this thing whenever I would try something, I'd want to continue doing it until I was really good at it, you know? I had a really competitive, and still do have a very competitive spirit, even when it comes to board games or anything like that. I'm just a very competitive person. So yeah, I think the more kind of things you can stack on, the more unique and hireable you become.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't have any other questions for me, I can send you a list of like reviewers and like pages that you can, you know, kind of browse and get to know more of the vertical space.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, I'd love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for linking up and reaching out.
Thanks for being so willing. You know, just random.
I'm so down, and as well coming from like Dan recommending you, and like, you know,
I love Dan.
Oh, he's the best.
I love the community. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, the more and more I'm getting into it, and the deeper I'm kind of diving into the vertical world, it's like the more I'm finding the same thing, and finding like-minded people with the same amount of passion for the work that I have, which is awesome.
When is your birthday? So
21st of July,
okay,
which is the same day as Erling Haaland, who I get compared to all the time on a weekly basis. I'm not sure if you're familiar or follow football, but he's a footballer, but born on the same day, and we look very similar. The long blonde hair tied back in the bun, very similar height and weight. It's very like doppelganger.
oh wow.
And all the time in public, at the gym, people just come up to me and be like, "Oh, you look like Erling Haaland." I'm like, "No, Erling Haaland looks like me." But very coincidence. Yeah. Oh no, I'm happy for my birthday to be out there. Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
You're gonna get a ton of birthday wishes on your birthday, but
oh, that'd be great. It's always very sweet. I always really appreciate that. It means a lot. Yeah.
Of course.
I'll be excited to see it when it's out.
When I will make sure I send you this list so that you have.
Yes, thank you so much. Genuinely, I'd really appreciate that. That's amazing. Yeah.
Of course. When I see a good, small actor, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get you out there somehow. Like,
I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah.
Someone else was like Matt Van. He's really only done 2 supporting roles, maybe 3. I don't remember. He's done small supporting roles, and I did an interview with him, and I was like, I'm just gonna get your name out there because he did fantastic work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. No, it's super beneficial and for both parties. So I'm super, super grateful for that. Yeah.
I hope that your play musical goes well when it starts in a couple weeks.
Yes, it's picking up. It's like before I know it, we'll blink and we'll be on stage. So it's getting to that point. It's like less than 14 days till opening. So very close, very close.
And then if you ever have any questions, just feel free to shoot me a message and I'll answer what I can.
I definitely will. I really appreciate that.
Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day. It's
I will.
8 p.m. for me.
Yeah, is it evening for you?
Yes, it's 8:30 on Saturday.
Oh right, yeah. Wow. Oh well, thank you for taking the time and on your weekend as well. Yeah.
But I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll chat soon.
Yeah, talk soon. Thanks again, Angel.
Bye, Linden.